Hi everyone, my name is Janson. I'll be competing in Newport Bermuda race on Cimarron, a J110. My role is both kind of boat captain as well as provisioning. So I deal a lot with kind of our food waste, and how to get the boat prepped and ready for when we sail offshore. Trash is a really big thing to think about when you're sailing offshore, because obviously you're on a contained vessel and we don't want to put our trash in the ocean. That's not the end goal of where we want it to go. Spend a lot of time before the race thinking about what we're physically bringing onto the boat, so that we think about halfway through the race, when we've eaten half of our food, how much waste do we actually have? Because if we have a ton of it, it's space on the boat, it's storage, it's weight. Good example is like if you think about oatmeal. Like a lot of sailors have oatmeal for breakfast in the morning when they're sailing offshore. It's easy, it comes in packets. Well, a really good alternative to having just individual packets of oatmeal, right? You have 20 packets throughout the race. That's a big stack of them. At the end is, you can buy a box of quick oats, put it in a big Ziploc, and put whatever else you want in it. And then all of a sudden you go on your boat, and instead of having all of this trash, all of this waste, you have just one Ziploc bag full of things that can be, dealt with when you get to where you are going, where you're sailing to. Another really good example is, water bottles, and whether boats are drinking their tank water or bringing water bottles and water storage onto the boat. Instead of taking water bottles, which again, if people drink 4 a day and you have a crew of 8 people, that's a lot of waste that you have to manage on your boat. Is, using the tank water, trying to upgrade your tank systems, making sure your tanks are cleaned well before the race so there's no nasty taste to them. But also, there are so many options now for water bottles and water bottle filters that, as something as simple as spending $30 on a Life straw water bottle or a water bottle with a filter can help reduce the taste, make the taste of the water better, and then you cut out all that waste on your boat. Another thing to think about just with waste is kind of where you're going and the waste systems that are in place where you're going. They might not have recycling, their trash management might be different. If you're sailing a race and ending in Newport, Rhode Island, our waste management is very different than it would be in Bermuda, or if you're sailing to Canada or Hawaii. So the less waste you can bring to those places is really good, so it doesn't overwhelm their system. In this race, there are over 160 boats, and all of us are going to have trash. Think of how much of a strain that puts on their waste system. So the more you can minimize on your boat and on the location you're going, the less likely it is to end up in a landfill down there, in the area you're going, or in the ocean.